2:40. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day thus far. We got home, we got right to work. I didn't want to waste any daylight hours. We need to get a jump start. So we got right to work and we've made some progress. We've definitely made some progress. So we have the driver hubs, everything that's resealed. All the studs are tight. Got the axle seal covers back on. Got the rear brakes on. Got our new brake hoses and hard lines back on. We got the existing hard line and our new hose on this end all hooked up. And of course my battery's gonna die just as we're getting started here. Hold please. All right, new battery, we're back up and rolling. We got Muscle Man Andy over here doing something to his rig. Look at this guy, shining up the beater wheels, baby.
Dude, where should I put it, right here? Or over here?
Oh, putting a sticker game.
Where should I put it?
I don't care where you put it.
Beater light.
You know how are we gonna do a tutorial how to properly put a sticker on?
I know how to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
This ain't my first rodeo. Oh, you're showing them, or me?
I'm not showing you. Oh, don't get it crooked. All right, so you want to pick a corner, work your way up from there. Don't try and stick it all on at one. Got to work it in. Work it in, no bubbles.
I think I might have messed it up.
Now I will say this, sometimes it does get stuck to the actual backing instead of the transfer paper. You just kind of press it on and it will stick to the transfer paper more than it wants to stick to this, but it sometimes does take a little bit of rubbing. Oh boy, look at you.
Just rub it out.
Oh, did you mess it up?
No, I think it's just the paper.
I think it's the installer.
Nah.
So once you get it on there, for those of you guys, this is probably pick a corner, peel it down. Look at that clean sticker.
That's a clean install, I'm pretty sure.
Look at that, no bubbles. No bubbles. Oh,
like
that's in the
location.
glass. You don't like the location? Too bad you're not getting another one.
Yeah.
All right, guys, anyway, back to where we were. We're actually going to grab Andy's right foot to bleed the rear brakes, but all the rear brakes are done. We actually gravity bled them already, got them dripping before we even start bleeding them. That way we kind of get most of the air out of the lines, but we got that done. Calvert Racing coming in clutch with the 2-day shipping. They were awesome to work with. They do actually have a exchange policy. Even though I mismeasured my bars and I needed longer ones, obviously they charge you up front, but they ship these out. I paid a little extra for 2-day just to get them sooner. They are installed. They're not fully tight yet. As you can see, we have quite a bit of room. When these are fully adjusted, these will barely have any room on top of the leaf pack here, but until we get the bed on, until it's on the ground, we're going to leave them loose, but they are installed. Both sides are tightened up. So that is where we were at today, guys. Slowly crossing things off the list. I'm feeling good though. Yesterday I was feeling a little overwhelmed, but we're going to grab Andy, we're going to bleed the brakes, and then we'll move on to the next thing, which I do not know what it is yet. Each day it is getting darker and darker, sooner and sooner. You know you're losing light when you go to wake up in the morning. I woke up this morning my normal time, but it was still completely pitch dark. I'm like, oh, I got at least a half hour, an hour to wake up before I go to work. I was gonna go back to bed. I looked at the watch, the clock. It was already time to get up. I was like, oh. Everybody is probably with me. When it's dark when you get up, it makes it that much harder to get up and get your butt going. But anyway, is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Here we go, rear bleeding the brakes. quite a big jump in time, so let's go over kind of what has transpired. I know it's kind of hard to see physical progress on some of this stuff, seeing that it's a lot of miscellaneous odds and ends, but progress has been made today. I'm feeling pretty good. We definitely checked off 3 or 4 things, maybe not huge things, but you know, a couple big things, couple small things, that all adds up. So that's what we're going after. Truck is back down on the wheels. We did actually get our trim rings, our center caps, with the blown out middle, so you can see the SES axle cap there. I do think that looks pretty good, even though you guys can't see it very, very well, but pretty happy. You guys can't see the cowl tracks in relation to the wheels. They look good. Everything looks good. Brakes are pretty much all set, done, bled, feel pretty good. We'll see when it gets back on the road, but that's all done. Started looking at the wiring for the trans. That took quite a while. Had to find the instructions that Mr. Muldoon hands to everybody when they get a full manual build. Actually started putting the bracketry back on the trans that we had painted for the cable, so that'll be able to get done very easily. Blew out the cooler lines, that way those can be reconnected and the trans can be filled back up once those are done. Started looking at the transmission cross member. I do want to try and get the drive shaft back before I finalize any of that, so I know, you know, a good solid Saturday, you know, we can knock out a lot, and that being one of them. So hopefully the drive shaft is back in the next day or 2. Who knows, maybe he'll call me tomorrow and tell me that it's done. Maybe I'll even give him a call and see where he's at. That way we can kind of plan. The thing that kind of ate up a little bit of time was taking a look at the rear shocks a little bit further while we were back there. I thought I had a good solution, but it turns out they're going to be a little too long. I was going to end up using second gen 1500 rear shocks because they have bigger mounting holes, which will work out perfect for the tabs that I bought, but the overall length is a little too long still. So I'm gonna have to try and find something. I'm gonna have to go inside and do some research on what kind of other application I can get that would be roughly 9/16 holes and short enough, like the middle of the shock right at about 15 inches, so it can still, these shocks can compress to about like 13.5, 14, but if my overall height is 15, when the rear starts to squat, the shock's gonna bottom out and not allow the full complete travel. So I need something that at 15 or so, it's in the middle, so it can still compress to, you know, 11 or 12, I mean 10 to 12 or something like that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the trans wiring, exactly what I was looking at. I'm not going to give you guys the full, you know, 3-page rundown essay of exactly how to wire this thing up, but it's really not that bad. So this is your pigtail off of like a 06 up 48 truck. This is the electronic plug. So really it's very simple. So the wires that come down from the shifter, you can tell, are for overdrive and lockup. And also in that there's a ground. So there's a ground and the 2 wires. Now on this plug, all you really have is your lockup, your overdrive, and a key-on ignition power. So those are really the only things with your manual valve body ratchet shifter that are going to control the shifting of your truck. You're pretty much doing everything. The computer's not doing anything, and that's exactly how we're gonna kind of run it. It's gonna be very, very standalone-ish, without too many other bells and whistles. And also because this trans is not out of that truck, none of the other neutral safety switch or anything else like that is gonna even be remotely close. So that's the other thing, like I mentioned before, with all this stuff, we're gonna throw it together, hopefully with enough time to work out some bugs. Unfortunately, we don't really have the whole speedo situation figured out yet, because on the first gen, it was the first gen 2-wheel drives, the speedo pickup is in the back section of that trans. Completely different sensor than what's in the 48s. I talked to John about it. I'm sure there's a custom solution that could be made, but for now, we're probably not gonna have a speedo. So that, the neutral safety switch isn't really, I think I can get that to work if I really need to, but other than that, We'll get the trans wiring probably hopefully done tomorrow, see how much we can really get done tomorrow. Like I mentioned, we are gonna now head inside, shower, eat, give Allie a hand, make sure all your stuff is going out as quickly as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Please do that for me, I appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. See you.